All right, welcome to After Reviewing a Play, Armchair GM. This video is dedicated to the Jets, Jets. And New York fans, I feel you. I don't really feel you. The Jets haven't been good for a long time. And I think things are about to change. I really and truly think that the Jets' fortunes will finally change. Gone is Adam Gase, who wrote the coattails of Peyton Manning for basically his whole career. Offensive coordinator with, I'm just going to break down the stats right now so you'll just know that. Like, obviously, the Jets were 1-15. Their offense with their offensive guru head coach was 32nd. They were 31st in the pass, 23rd in the rush, and this is 23rd in the rush with Frank Gore, who's 38, 39 years old. So the Jets defense wasn't terrible. They were 24th, 27th against the pass. They were 12th against the rush. Triple G, Greg Williams, did an okay job. As bad as a rap he has, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. Probably a bad guy. I don't want to say he's a bad guy, but maybe he gets under the skin of certain people to where he can't be the head coach. But he's the kind of guy I want on my coaching staff. It's never been his fault that the teams have sucked. Their defenses have always overperformed. Their GM is Joe Douglas. It's going to be his third year with the Jets, and if he's probably the one that's going to be on the biggest hot seat if the Jets continue to underperform. Robert Saleh is your head coach, and obviously he came from San Francisco. This is the team that last year was decimated by injuries and still performed at a high level. The year before that, obviously they were in the Super Bowl. The offensive coordinators is Mike LaFleur, which is Matt LaFleur's younger brother. He came from the 49ers. He was a pass game coordinator. Defensive coordinator is going to be Jeff Ulbrich. He came from Atlanta. The Jets have a ton of cap space. They're second in the league in cap space with $72.8 million. The Jets are set up to be good. Their biggest needs right now are defensive end, edge, whatever they plan on doing. They're probably going to, and by probably, I mean most guaranteed, they're going to be running the cover 3 scheme that Seattle made famous with the Legion of Boom, which is a 4-3 base. They're going to do something along those lines. So they're going to need players with that in mind. So they're going to need some kind of defensive end. They need cornerbacks. They're going to need a running back. They're going to need safety. They're going to need receivers. All right, so notable free agents. I'm going to point out some of the big ones, and Marcus May being one of the biggest. He was one of the shining lights in the dim star that was the Jets defense. I've seen the cornerback play for the Jets. That was bad, with the exception of Brian Poole, who mostly played in the slot, and he's also a free agent on this list. Bradley McDougald is a free agent. He actually came over in that Jamal Adams trade. I would say you definitely want to re-sign that guy, but we're going to get to my free agent predictions in a little bit when I'm playing GM. Frank Gore, I just got to give a shout out to my boy because obviously 49er fan. So I got to give a shout out to him. He's probably not going to be back. We'll see where he ends up. I don't know, he's not retiring yet, but he ain't going to be a Jet anymore. And you got Patrick Onowusar. I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry, Patrick. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, but he's intriguing because he was injured all last year, and he's a free agent. He was the last time he really played was in Baltimore. It would have been nice because the Jets had a decent line on paper at the beginning of last season. The Jets had some pretty good linebackers, and none of them played. So now, you got Patrick Onwusor. Again, butchering it. He didn't get a chance to play last year. Also, oh my gosh, I'm slipping on his name. He was really good. Also from Baltimore. I'm gonna hate myself for this. I'm gonna add it in the video because I'm a dummy. But you'll see it. You'll see it flash on the screen right now. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Don't forgive me. I don't care. They had really decent linebackers, but this is a new regime. This is a defensive coach that's going to bring his defensive philosophy. They're going to need to figure out some linebackers, definitely some safeties, and everything like that. All right, draft picks that the Jets have. They got the second overall pick, which is going to be very intriguing. But now we're going to get into the armchair GM session of this video, and we're going to figure out what the Jets should be doing with their new coaching staff and the tools they have available to them. First of all, usually with new regimes, especially regimes that come from a tried and true scheme and all that stuff with Robert Saleh, he runs the cover 3 that Seattle's done. So what is he going to do? He's going to want players that can incorporate that cover 3. And there just happens to be a big cornerback that has played with Robert Saleh both in Seattle and San Francisco, and he's very good, and the Jets have a ton of cap space, and I even think he might like the bright lights in New York City, and his name is Richard Sherman. Just get him. It's almost a foregone conclusion. The only thing that would stop Richard Sherman from going to the Jets is going to the Raiders. But if he goes to the Raiders, since Gruden wanted to publicly announce that he wanted and not actual free agent Richard Sherman sign with him when he still officially signed with the 49ers, since Gruden was already poking that bear on national podcasts, yeah, I'm talking to you, Chris Collinsworth podcast, since he was doing that, now the Raiders should they should get some kind of penalty. They should get some draft picks taken. They already got draft picks taken, but they should get more draft picks taken if he ends up in Oakland. So just let it go, Oakland. You're not getting Richard Sherman. Just let the Jets have him, and he can go play for Robert Saleh on a 2-year deal. Show all the players that they sign, all the rookies, anybody that's coming over there, develop a culture. So there you go, Richard Sherman. The perfect scenario for the Jets will be getting this guy. If you're Joe Douglas, if you're me for Armchair GM, you're getting Richard Sherman. The second thing you should do, you need a running back. LaMichael P. Ryan has done pretty okay, but you want that guy that can carry the rock. You want that guy that can catch the rock. You want a guy who already knows your offensive system because he played for Matt LaFleur, and Mike LaFleur is your offensive coordinator. Go ahead and get your new coordinator a nice addition in Aaron Jones, because he ain't coming back to the Packers. The Packers aren't going to pay him. The Packers don't have money to pay him. And the Packers made sure that they drafted his replacement. So go ahead. Let's go ahead and get some Aaron Jones in here. Aaron Jones will be a nice fit. He will be a nice weapon for this team. Instead of depending on a rookie to get up to speed, you get a running back who for the past 3 years has just been outstanding. Make that happen. You got Juju. I think Juju would be a perfect fit for the Jets. Juju had a bad season last year. Juju just wasn't that guy everyone expected him to be. I think he can be that guy for the Jets because the Jets are going to do things to make sure he can get open. The Jets are going to make sure that there's other weapons around him. So get Juju. He's going to be a nice vet receiver that you can depend on to catch tough passes across the middle. And he's a gamer. I mean, obviously he games. He's on Twitch all the freaking time, gaming and streaming, but he can play football a little too. KJ Wright, Solomon Thomas, Kwan Williams. These are guys that are going to be scheme guys. These are guys that you're going to bring in so they can help your defensive coach. This is really Robert Saleh. I think Jeff Albers is there to go ahead and do the Jason Garrett clap. It's like, hey, good job, coach. You're coaching them up. These are Robert Saleh guys. These are guys that know the scheme. These are guys that are probably going to get signed for probably short contracts. Basically, going to get paid to be on the field coaches. With the exception of Solomon Thomas, I feel like this guy could have a career renaissance. He was the number 3 pick, about 4 years ago, and the 49ers just didn't know what to do with him. And I feel like he finally figured out what they were going to do, and then he got hurt in the first game or the second game against the Jets. So funny, and then he ends up on the Jets playing on that same turf that injured him. And Nick Bosa, it still hurts. Yeah, it does. It would be funny if he just comes over to the Jets and all of a sudden revitalizes his career because they can put him inside. Oh, wow. I mean, that I just had a light bulb go off. I'm just imagining that happen. Jets, I want you to imagine that with me. Get those feels with me. Imagine you have a Solomon Thomas who you probably signed on the cheap for a nice 2 or 3 year deal. And then you have Quinnen Williams on the inside together, wreaking havoc, stuffing the run, doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, the handshake. Imagine all that, Jet fans. It can happen. Anyway, now let me get to the draft predictions. So the draft predictions, everyone has Sam Darnold getting traded, and the Jets taking Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Why? Sam Darnold is a fine quarterback. Look what happened with Ryan Tannehill the minute he escaped from Gase. So give him a shot. There's no reason for you to not try to stockpile picks. You can get other first round picks from different for 2022, 2023. You saw what Matt Stafford got. The Jets have the second overall pick. Trade down. Don't trade Sam Darnold. Why? He has a new lease on life. Just go ahead and give him a shot. Give Sam Darnold a shot. And there are plenty of players in this draft that you could use and could just make your team formidable, especially in the trenches. Let's take a look at some of the players that should be playing for the Jets. First of all, Christian Barmore. You can get that dude, and if you don't get Solomon Thomas, you get Christian Barmore. Did you see how he was beasting all last season? There are a whole bunch of boys. Trey Hill, center from Georgia. You got Dylan Ratnews. He's the offensive tackle from North Dakota State. Somebody, anybody on the offensive or defensive line. There's Patrick Jones from Pitt. He's long. He has the qualities that Robert Saleh would want from a defensive end. These are the kind of guys that the Jets should be focused on, not quarterbacks. Get Juju, focus offense on free agents, focus on the defense in the trenches in the draft. That's what you should be doing if you're the New York Jets. That's what I'm doing if I'm the Jets GM, which I am, and that's what I'm doing. I am trading back. I'm getting pieces for the future. I want to go 7-9, 8-8. If I go 6-10, I'm not happy, but I'm not mad because this team is going to be good in 2 or 3 years, especially if Sam Darnold plays like Ryan Tannehill did the minute he left from Gase. Just remember that. Remember Solomon Thomas would be a beast there. I'm not getting off that, Jet fan. This is after reviewing the play. We're going to have more of these videos. If you missed the last video we did to Jacksonville Jaguars and you want to see how I broke that team down, go ahead and click on the link. That's going to be, I don't know, somewhere. It's going to be that way somewhere. I don't know. It's going to be, there's a subscribe button and all that stuff there. I don't care. I'll put it there if you want to do it. But if you don't. I'll see you guys on the flip later.